Mortal Kombat sucks.
yeah. Street Fighter is just it's super weird. It has very little to do with the video game.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's obviously a video game movie, for lack of a better description of that. But yeah, Mortal Kombat's a pretty bad movie, but Street Fighter makes it look pretty good.
Yes.
So I'll check it out, but it's one of those movies where it's like, if I come across it, I will, but I'm not going to go out of my way.
Okay. Yeah, I think that comes out on Max. I think
in a couple weeks. Right?
Yeah. Because we are in April now. Yeah. I got confused because the trailer said August, but then I saw promotions for this month. So I was wondering which one was correct, but I do think it's April.
Yeah, I believe April is the release date. I want to say the 16th. I could be wrong.
All right.
I saw the the HBO Max lineup.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago, and they had all the dates. The 23rd of April, according to IMDb here.
Got it. Is there anything that you are excited for? Well, I know it's kind of a double-edged sword for you because it's like, yeah, we're getting the content, but not as you would, like to consume it. But I'm assuming you're super excited for Dune, correct?
Very excited for Dune. I can't wait to see that. And that's a movie that comes out late enough in the year that I'll probably be lucky enough to see it in a movie theater.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Should definitely be vaccinated by then. That's my hope. That and No Time to Die, obviously, because I'm a big James Bond fan.
Of course, yes.
Both of those, I think, are October releases. And those are really the only two that I'm, really excited to see and have been waiting a long time to see.
Now an extended amount of time.
Oh, no Time to Die for sure, because I think we might have discussed this back at the end of the year, because that's a movie that should have come out, I think, November, like Thanksgiving of 2019.
Uh-huh.
And kept getting pushed back because they lost their original director in Danny Boyle, and then Daniel Craig hurt himself. So it got pushed back, and then it went to, I think April of last year. And because of the pandemic, it got bumped to November of last year. And then it got bumped to April of this year. And then right now it's like sometime in October is the release date. So it's going to be almost 2 years after it was originally scheduled to come out.
That's crazy. It better be a good movie.
By all accounts, it sounds like it is. But I really hope that October is when I can see these, or at least sometime by the holidays. That things are a lot better. Movie theaters are open. People are vaccinated. I'm going to assume that maybe the capacity limit in the theaters might still be capped off at a certain percent.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. But those are the two movies I'm really excited for. Anything else that kind of comes around, maybe I'll check out. But as far as going to the movie theaters and kind of stepping out for the first time in a while, those two I will make the exception for.
Well played. I agree. Also,
what about you?
Those two, and the big one for me, because it was, delayed an entire year as well. You know what I'm going to say?
Candyman?
Halloween Kills and Candyman, actually.
And Candyman. Halloween Kills and Candyman are movies that I would love to check out. I know Halloween is, I think Jason Blum said, definitely this Halloween, no matter what, it's coming out.
Yeah.
I don't know when Candyman got bumped to, though. Because that was supposed to be, last fall, and I think it got moved off into this year sometime.
I wonder if they'll do it in the fall or in the early, kind of summer-ish time?
It says late summer on IMDb, the 27th of August.
That makes sense, so they're not kind of competing with Halloween too much, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, but like a lot of other movies, you don't have to release a horror movie at Halloween.
Yeah, no, they have legs if they're good.
There's plenty of good times to release a good movie.
Totally agree.
I mean, both the Jordan Peele movies came out in the spring or late winter.
That guy's an anomaly, though. People love him. They support him no matter what.
Oh, even one of the greats, I think, was a December movie. I think The Exorcist is a December movie.
Was that like the big controversy that they brought that out around Christmas time? The Exorcist.
Yeah, that's a good point. You got your demon movie coming out on Christmas Day. Yeah, it is. It was a Christmas release.
That's insane. Especially for the time. It's like, oh, you guys are mad about Little Nas X? No, I'm just kidding. But wild times, my friend.
Yeah. So you're excited for Candyman and Halloween Kills. Was there anything else that you were like really, really stoked to see?
I feel like because you're asking me that question,
I'll put you on the spot.
Yeah. I'm not too sure. I'm excited to see what they do with Mortal Kombat. I'm trying to keep an open mind, so my bar is not set super high in case it's not good, you know. Mm-hmm. But I have, high hopes for that one. And I can't really think of too much else that's piqued my interest that's not already come out. I really enjoyed Judas and the Black Messiah. Have you seen that one yet?
No, because of the HBO Max.
Oh, right, that's right.
Hookup. But like I said, it's stuff that's on HBO Max is probably going to be hitting regular HBO, within a couple of months.
Yeah.
So I'll kind of right now until I get HBO Max set up. I got to get a new Apple TV actually in order to accommodate it. But until that happens, I'll just wait for stuff to come on regular HBO. But that's good. That's a movie I heard a lot of good things about and really wanted to see.
Yes. Very, very entertaining stuff.
And now it's time for the weekly recommendations.
All right, recommendations. What do you got for me this week, Chris?
I have two. My first of which is a comedy, one of the highest grossing comedies of all time, one of the highest grossing R-rated movies of all time, something that is tangibly related to what we're going to be talking about today, and that is Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh, okay.
With Eddie Murphy. The reason I say it's tangibly related to RoboCop is because Ronnie Cox, who is the police chief in Beverly Hills Cop, plays Dick Jones, one of the villains in RoboCop. Mm-hmm. And it's about a Detroit cop who one of his friends is killed, and the cop leaves Detroit and goes to Beverly Hills to kind of figure out why his friend was killed, and kind of brings his brand of police work to the kind of uptight, stuffy, rich white Beverly Hills. And I rewatched the movie last week. Love it. It's one of my favorite movies. Eddie Murphy is so funny in it. It's so well written. We were trying to figure out earlier how old he was when he did the movie, because he got his start on Saturday Night Live, his start in front of the camera on Saturday Night Live, and he was very young when he joined that show. He was only like 18 or 19 years old. And then he does 48 Hours shortly thereafter in 1982, and then Beverly Hills Cop in 1984, and he was only like 22, maybe 23 years old by the time that movie comes out. So really young, gives a great performance, great movie. I highly recommend Beverly Hills Cop. Also, to kind of preview what you and I are most likely going to do next, or within the next 2 months, the highest grossing movie of 1984, just barely squeaking by another movie which you and I have on the schedule upcoming, and I'll leave it at that.
Very nice.
And the second recommendation I have for you is we're going to go kind of in the opposite direction here. Kind of a drama, thriller, and that's the 2005 Steven Spielberg movie Munich, which is another movie which I think is kind of a secret masterpiece and does not get the love or the recognition that I think it deserves. That's about the terrorist attack on the 1972 Munich Olympics by the Black September Palestinian terrorist organization that took the Israeli Olympic team hostage. And then, unfortunately, spoiler alert for 50-year-old history at this point, the rescue operation to get the Israeli hostages back went bad, and all the hostages lost their lives. And Munich uses that as the catalyst for the movie, but the movie itself is really about the secret Mossad operation that was put into motion to go after the terrorists that masterminded the Munich massacre. And I think it's a really good thriller. It works as a good kind of espionage thriller. Beautifully directed, beautiful score, some great performances. Eric Bana is the leader of the team. Daniel Craig is one of the guys on the team. I think that was one of his big movies before becoming James Bond. I think he might have got the James Bond movie like during production or shortly thereafter.
I have a question, quick question for you.
Sure.
Was Defiance pre or post Bond?
Post.
Okay.
Defiance was out. I think it was out after the second Daniel Craig James Bond movie, because I think that came out at Christmas time, and the James Bond movie was out at Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Yeah, 2008 is when Defiance comes out, and Casino Royale was 2006, and Quantum of Solace was 2008. So, yeah, he was already James Bond. So check out Munich. I highly recommend it. It was kind of controversial on its release for a few reasons. One of which is it drew a pretty strong parallel to the War on Terror, which we were in the middle of at the time.
Okay.
And how the Bush administration kind of used 9/11 as the excuse to go into Iraq. So there's a lot of parallels between what was really happening at the time and the Munich film that Spielberg does in 2005. But I highly recommend it. Like I said, I think it's a movie that did not get the recognition, and I believe it's actually one of Spielberg's lowest grossing films in the United States. But I think it's definitely one of his best kind of post Schindler's List, post Saving Private Ryan.
Do you think it has any the weak box office draw? Do you think that has to do with the kind of darker material at all? Like people not wanting to really kind of relive that type of stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a tough movie to watch in some scenes. There's the opening hostage taking, or the opening hostage takeover scene is pretty brutal and violent, and then obviously some of the assassinations that they undertake turn pretty violent, and then the end actually shows the massacre of the athletes at the Munich airport.
Okay.
And it's a very brutal, violent movie. It's hard to watch in a lot of scenes, but I do think that it's worth watching. I do think, in my opinion, it's a masterpiece.